I love mud. Suppose that's my new tagline. I don't get to play in it enough.
Got it?
Yeah. Ow, what was that? Good morning. It's warm already. Sweating already. And I've been out here for, I don't know, 10 minutes? Something like that. Anyway, remember this trench we dug a month ago? I don't know when we dug it. We dug it a long time ago. It's filled up with water half a dozen times. We pumped it out half a dozen times. But I think we're ready to work in it. It's nice and squishy and muddy. Seems to be what I like to work in these days. So I think it's squishy enough and muddy enough that I can work in it. So we got our conduit here. This is for our power. Luckily the power pole is right there. About 55, 60 feet off the house, which is decent because I don't have to run a ton of conduit. So we got 3-inch conduit and 1.5 inch conduit. So our county, our power company, is running fiber internet in this area now. So when you do a new build, you have to provide a conduit for them to run their fiber in the future. Even if we don't go with them, we still have to do it, or they won't come and inspect us and let us get power. So our neighbors up the hill, they have fiber and they put conduit in for them because it's not a new build, but it is what it is. So we got all that. I think what I'm gonna do is try to glue it up out here most of the way, and then just kind of drop the whole thing in, because that'll save me from having to try to do it. That trench is like 3 feet, 40 inches. So it's kind of not easy to grab the stuff and do it. So I'm gonna try to glue most of it up out here, set it in, and then we'll just have to glue up the last elbow. All right, so we don't need primer on these. We're just gonna glue them up. So these elbows, they require them to be 3 feet so they can get their wire through, which luckily our local Lowe's had these in stock, because when I bought all this pipe at Menards, they didn't have these. So this should go fairly quick and easy. All right, that was quick and easy. All right, so I had to bring out some help because this is gonna be difficult to do by myself, I think. So Tina's gonna pass it to me and I'm gonna kind of walk it down the line and we'll drop it in, because I don't want to just drop it off a cliff, have that water splash up and
especially
all that.
Right there.
Yeah, it's already all over my leg.
Are you ready?
Yep.
I might have to pull it back.
That's a heavy Schedule 80 pipe.
Okay, I don't know how I'm going to get it to you.
All right. Don't put my tape measure in.
Hold on, let me go get it.
No, you're fine. It's good. I'm over it.
What do you want me to do?
Actually, you know what? Might be able to. Grab that end over there, and then if you set it in, we might be okay.
Right there in the corner?
Yep. Not all the way in the corner. I'm gonna put a fiber one on the inside because I'll feed that through that pipe that we got there.
Okay.
This one's a little bit easier.
It's pointed down, so you gotta twist it. There you go. Turn it, twist it, one way or the other.
Away.
Okay.
Okay, just hold it. I love mud. Suppose that's my new tagline. I don't get to play in it enough.
Got it?
Yeah. Ow. What was that? Alright.
I'm gonna make that one. Well, would you look at that?
Big brother, little brother. Alright. Well, these dang mud wasps. Hopefully they don't come after me. Alright, so now we need to measure for... Shoot, will you grab a pencil? And we'll have to measure this. Because that's got to be mounted. I think it's 4 foot up.
I think you can.
We'll go just above the wainscot. Okay, so now that we got that pipe in, we need to get this up to grade. So I got a piece here that's cut at 3 feet, because where our grade is going to be is 2 foot above the pipe. And then what we're going to do is put that coupling you see there, if you can see it, an expansion coupling. So we're far off the house. We're just trying to get this set so we can pull the whole pipe towards us once we get it set. So this is an expansion coupling. That'll help in case this settles at all. I won't pull the box off the wall. So that needs to go on here. And this expansion coupling needs to be, I think it's maximum 2 foot above finished grade. I'm standing on a 2x4 right now, so if you see me shaking, it's not that I'm going to pass out. So I'm trying to balance on this water, balance on this 2x4 that's stuck in the water. Alright, so then on top of this one, we'll put the finished piece, which we need to be minimum 4 foot above grade, which that should do it. Can you see that? Does that look good?
It's like 2 inches low, but you can expand it, right?
Yeah, we should be able to. Should be fine. Otherwise we'd have to cut another piece. Should be good. Does this count as plumbing? Because this one's not that bad. Ow. Except I just got it all over my hand. So now, you pull this. Dang it, I was afraid. All right, so we put the box on. It's held on here with this little metal coupler, or bushing I think they call it, and then a plastic bushing so it doesn't fray the wires. Same thing we did on the inside. And this will turn a little bit obviously because of that coupling. So we got it nice and plumb right now. We're gonna have to fasten it to the house. And then once I do that, I can go over and do that other side. I'm trying to do this in the shade. It's awfully nice to work in the shade. And then if I have to work in the sun, I'll do it, and it'll just be nice and quick versus doing everything in there. So I got a drill bit. I'm gonna drill a hole, a pilot hole, and then we'll use a screw, a lag screw, and we'll have to put this spacer in there because the box sits off of the house a little bit. It kind of touches this rib, but it does sit off of the house a little bit. So you can see with it pressed up against the house, it's not perfectly plumb, so I'll have to pull it away a little bit, but it'll work out perfect. And then for the fiber cable, we'll just run a conduit up, and then that'll just be a conduit. All right, so we'll just drill a pilot hole here. Do you have that other bit? Nope.
This one, sorry. So lost in here.
Son of a gun.
What?
I just dropped the lag down in there. It's always something.
I have the other one.
Yeah, but I need to get this one anyway.
I know.
Although I think I bought extra, probably for that reason, because I knew what happened.
That's the shorter one.
Yeah, I didn't realize I got different size. That one's not gonna work.
Okay.
We'll wipe it on the pants. I know somebody that does laundry pretty well. Alright, so I'm going to put some silicone around the hole just to seal it up. And then will you hold this?
The level?
Yep.
Or the...
The level. Hold on, I gotta put this back. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Check it the other way. Hold on, let me get this lag started here. There we go. All right. It's good?
Looks like it to me. Do you need anything more?
Shouldn't. There. That's nice and tight. Just with one lag, it ain't going anywhere. Now we'll have to do the other ones. All right, well, we're back at it. So I ended up finishing up over there at the pole last night. It was brutally hot. We got those, they're spaced 8 inches off of that pole per what the power company wants. And then when they run their power, they'll put their standoff brackets in, and I'll probably add one more piece up, so that'll be about 20 feet up in the air, and that'll be fine. This is done, we got it strapped off, and this morning I had the power company come out and inspect my trench and everything in here, and they said we're good, so we can get equipment out here and backfill this in, and it's good to go. But we're gonna wait till we get the septic stuff backfilled all at one time. So what I need to work on today is getting my power run from the inside out to this box. I was gonna use this port here, come in and go in here, but that piece that I was gonna use, that junction box, whatever it's called, I can't remember what it's called, would have come in and hit this rib, but then if I extended it out, I might hit my panel back here. So I'm just gonna use this one. It's in the back here. I'll pop out this knockout. We'll drill a hole straight through. Then we'll put this with a piece of conduit that'll pop out through the wall. And then we can come up with our wire, and then we'll just silicone around that hole. So, all right, well, we got it drilled through. So I got a bushing. Get out of here, fly. We got a bushing in there, and then we have a piece of pipe that sticks through, not very far, just enough to give us something through the spray foam. And then I got my bushings on the outside, so it's nice and tight. We're ready to run our wire through now. I'll put some silicone around, see if you can see that, where it goes through. This is kind of on the outside, so I'll put silicone around that. Unfortunately, my hands are too big, so I'll have to wait for Tina to come out with her smaller hands to allow me, or allow her to put some silicone around that. All right, so I know the sun is in a tough spot, but it is what it is. So we got our feed wire through. This is, I believe I got 000 aluminum wire. It's possible that it's 2, but I think it's 0. I can't remember for sure. So we're gonna get this. I'm trying to pull it through so I can cut it. Push it back through afterwards. So the ground is on the outside. A bunch of little strands. Like that. These are the 2 hots. So my work here is done. So I'll put my cover back on and we can leave this alone. And then the next person that opens this up will not be me. It'll be the power company. Actually, it will be me, because what I'll do is probably stick some plumber's putty in here just to seal up this hole, or I might do it on the inside, because I don't need any critters or anything getting in there, getting into our walls. So now we can go hook up the one on the inside. Alrighty, so we got this knockout taken care of down here in the bottom. And we'll put this and put that on. All right, well, that took way longer than expected, but it's connected. And I should put the cap on this so that it doesn't dry out, even though there's not much left. All right, so we're ready to get the main power and the meter hooked up now, but it's not going to be right away. I talked to the electrical inspector today, and he said once we get hooked up, we have 45 days to get things passed. So we can call the power company, they'll run the wires, get us hooked up, so we can use the power or whatever. It's a temporary service, but it's not temporary service, if that makes sense. I can't remember what he told me it's called. But we have 45 days to get him out here to do finals. So I'm not too worried about that. We have ways that we can get power. But we're not too far off from getting the power hooked up. That stuff, doing that doesn't make me nervous. I guess when I flip that breaker for the first time with the power hooked up, that might make me a little bit nervous, but it shouldn't be too bad. I think that's most of the electrical. We have this wire here, which I'm just gonna leave draped till we order the hood, and then we can hook that up, and we have our HVAC to do those wires. So when we start doing drywall, I'm just going to leave that wall uncovered. In case I need to run any more wires, I can do that, and then I'll do that wall last. We're going to order the HVAC here in the next few days, hopefully. We're kind of behind on that, but it is what it is. Not too big of a deal. But we'll get that ordered, and then we'll go ahead and get that installed. He'll need to do an in progress and a final on that as well, and then our final on the house. So we're coming along. We did decide today, we've been going back and forth and doing calculations and stuff. We're gonna end up with 2 AC units in here. One 5-ton unit just would not, it probably wouldn't be great. It's right on the cusp of not being enough air for our space due to our doing our calculations. So we're gonna end up with 2, probably 2 3-ton units, which I didn't want to do. It's more work, but it'll be better in the long run, and we don't want to skimp on it and then have to deal with that. Currently, one of our ACs in the camper is out, so it gets stupid hot in there. I ordered the parts to fix that, which hopefully come tomorrow, and I could get that fixed. But yeah, we're moving along. My brother's on his way down actually tomorrow as well. He's driving down, so he's going to come down and help me with drywall. So we're going to start on the ceiling and see how much we get done. And then we'll get the rest for our walls and see what we can do. But he's here for, a week, I think. So we're not going to spend the whole time working on the house, but he's coming down to help me with that. So that'll be a big help. But I suppose that's where we'll leave this video, unless that stuff comes for the camper, which if it does, I'll plug that in here. Otherwise, I guess that's where we'll leave this video. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video. All right, well, I said I would take you guys along fixing the AC here on the camper. That's the one for our living room. This is the one for our bedrooms. And it has been out for a couple days, and it's been brutal. That AC does not keep up. It doesn't hardly keep up in the living room, but it doesn't keep up for the whole camper. So luckily it was an easy fix. Parts came, but they came late, so here I am at 7 o'clock at night, 7:30, trying to get this replaced. But all it was the capacitor, and lucky for us, it's a $10 part. So I'm probably gonna order another one just to have, just in case. But I ordered a fan motor as well, which we won't need, because this was totally fine. It was just this little guy right here, this capacitor. Whatever it does, it's got stuff for a fan and whatnot, so that must allow it to kick on. I'm not bursting air conditioners. It's just what I found that should be replaced. So we kicked it on, and Tina tested it for me. You can test it, turn it on.
Okay.
And it seems to work just fine. So I guess I'll return that fan motor and then order a capacitor or 2 extra to have on hand. And now it's not going to work. I guess I spoke too soon. We fired it up and it totally worked with the capacitor being replaced. But now she turns it on. You turned it on?
Yeah.
Still on?
Yeah. I clicked over just now.
So you hear that humming noise? I can feel the motor. It's getting warm, and this is barely spinning. So you can shut it back off. So the condenser just kicked on. So that tells me the fan motor is bad too. Maybe the capacitor wasn't bad. I don't know. Like I said, we turned it on, and once I replaced the capacitor, it worked just fine. But the fan's been off for a couple days now, so I guess I'm going to replace this fan motor too. So I went and opened up the fan motor, and this is what I found. That's not a fan motor. I didn't know this stuff was supposed to come today. And it came today, and not the fan motor. So I guess we gotta wait on that. But yeah, I don't know when it'll be here. I guess I gotta go track it. So anyway, guess that's where we'll end this one. Hopefully we fix it by the next video. I'll let you know. Bye.